I'm Angelo Grandsiri, the author of Intrinsic Strength Training, and you're watching Street Workout Magazine.
Street Workout Magazine.
Street Workout Magazine.
So as far as direction, right now there's a key movement happening right now with the rep competitions. Like there's a lot of head-to-head competitions going on, and it has happened before. You know, we did it in our part, maybe back in 2014. It was like Brotherhood versus Team Gator. And Team Gator, Gator put up his young guys against my young guys.
Shout out to Gator.
Yeah, that's a boy. And we actually was talks to him about trying to do something else, but timeline and everything else. But it's good competition because it's easier to judge two guys go head-to-head. It's like boxing. You watch two guys go head-to-head, they're same weight class, same height, even, same skill level. You put them through a series of competitions, and you can see a clear winner. Properly judged and everything else. That's cool. 5B's competition, you have hundreds of people coming out to compete in the pull-up park jam. This is the reason why.
Across the world.
Yeah,
people flew in for that. Yeah.
A friend of mine called it. One of the guys on my team, Herbal, who was like one of my most energetic guys I ever worked out with on my team. Like he's one of these guys that you give him anything. Like somebody comes in the park and like, yo, Q, I want to battle you. He'll like run from wherever he is and get in front of me. No, you got to go through me first. And like you can't buy that kind of energy. But he, at the end of his competition, he won a competition. He had to do like the 5-minute drill, 100 push-ups and 50 pull-ups. And
I love that workout.
That's a great burner. But he at the end of it, they did a little interview, and he said, "This is my Olympics. This is like the working man's Olympics. The guy that has kids and has a full-time job and just comes to work out for himself. His little test. This is my Olympics. This is what I love to do." So, calisthenics and calisthenic competitions, as far as the rep competitions, is what I consider like the alternative to CrossFit. It's like CrossFit is like if you consider CrossFit like the NBA, calisthenics is like and1 almost,
Okay.
not even D League, ABA, none of that. Just like Rucker Park, But you've seen what Rucker Park did. They're having competitions in major stadiums. Guys are actually advancing on today.
NBA guys that go there and get schooled.
Exactly. So, mind you, there's CrossFit guys that have come to Pull Up Hard Jam and been schooled. Good friend of mine, he came out and he was like, I got to try this. I do CrossFit. I've got great stamina, this and that. And he said this was an eye-opening experience. And I was like, yo, I appreciate you coming out. Send more people. But I think overseas, they have backings for it. That's one of the major
governments
things.
And all that stuff. Put money into it.
Once they put money into it, the work is easy. We got to work 10 times harder. This is New York. Nike and major companies are not impressed by anything that they can't make a huge amount of money off of right off the top.
And it's hard to do that with. I've had this conversation with a couple people. It's hard to what's the word? To monetize calisthenics because we don't use equipment really.
Right.
So you can't sell a fitness. You always.
But see, but then you got to think outside the box because you can sell a system.
Yep.
You can sell a fitness system. Like Al Cavallo has his certification.
Right, the progressive.
Yeah. So you can. That's a gym in itself, right there. I actually work with a company, gym, RevFit in Harlem, and I'm teaching their calisthenics course. And we're actually going to talk about writing a course for it. But it's hard to sell a trainer a calisthenic course. You know, you finish NASM, you're certified calisthenics, pretty much, because NASM, the whole purpose of those certifications is for you to work in gyms that have insurance. You know, so we say we have trained people to work in our facility in case there's an injury. You know, we're outside, 90%, you know, most of the time. Now, mind you, there's indoor gyms that have bars and stuff like that where you can format a system that can work. And right now, there's a lot of gyms like that and a lot of systems like that. Look at the guys in Miami, Chris, you know.
With the next.
Yeah, the NX, yeah. Look at his gym, you know. That's a perfect example of monetizing calisthenics. You know, but.
Well, it's not impossible, but it's harder to, like what you're saying, get picked up by like a Nike or
right.
Reebok or something.
Yeah,
we
would have to come out like Pull Up Our Jam. They've been coming out of their pocket for so many years, you know, and they're doing it for the love of it, you know, and the contribution from the community, you know, and for the most part, the community has been there for them because we look forward to it. So seeing that on a bigger stage, I don't know how. You know, I mean, the camera might show up and document it, but like people saying, oh, maybe having it as an Olympic event, that's not possible. You know, like as far as the freestyle, stuff like that, you know, that's not possible. But CrossFit is not an Olympic event, it's an event itself. So this can be an event. You know, it can be an event, and it's open to a lot more people. CrossFit people can come and kill a calisthenic event. They just have to do strict form, which I'm sure they can. The ones that have actually been, you know, that have really been training, their stamina should be up. There's no reason why they can't compete well in a calisthenic event. They just have to do it, you know? And CrossFit is a cult, let's face it. I've done CrossFit. You know, you can't talk bad about CrossFit. I've talked to a man that had a spinal rupture, and I think he broke his ankle, and he was in the wheelchair at the CrossFit at the CrossFit event, and he was just screaming, yeah, come on, I can't wait to get out of this chair. But the way he injured himself was so horrific. You know what I mean? Like,
but he's still
you can't buy that kind of love.
That's loyalty.
I would love to have like calisthenic athletes with that kind of passion about calisthenics. That's insane. I'm telling you, the man was so messed up, he might not walk again, you know, because of his spinal injury. And he was, if I have to stay in this wheelchair, I'm still going to do by myself. I'm like, more power to you. So, yeah, I mean, I've been actively, like talking to different groups and organizations and been in meetings about other angles and trying to figure out how to put this in the light. But I mean, I keep getting told the same thing, reality show, which means they want drama. They want somebody to cry. They want somebody to fight. And
we don't want that. I mean, we really want positivity and try,
right, but positivity doesn't sell.
Yeah, unfortunately.
That's what it comes down to. So, I mean, I even like sat back and said, all right, we can make it happen. Like, you know, we can show drama, but the focus has to be on the actual competition, you know, because then we got a reality show about just some minorities in the hood mad at each other. That's the news. You know, right? And it's not only a minority thing. I mean, you know, it's the focus. That's why I never liked the street workout name. I'm talking to Rain Bennett. I think that's why you've never ever put me on camera. Because I didn't have any bad things to say, but I understand marketing. You know, everything needs a name. It works for them. We've never used the name, which offended me, because we've never used the name and it's taken off so much because of marketing. Yeah. You know, you have to give something a name. I've actually had companies tell me, what do you call what you do? Calisthenics. It's not good enough.
It's not flashy.
Yeah. It doesn't explain anything. I'm like, it's like the most historic name for what we do. It's like the original name for what we do. Like, the name itself explains everything that we do. I don't know what else to tell you. but it's like done in the hood and you know what I mean? I'm like, I don't know what to tell you. And I don't want to, like, you know, street workout it. You know, I don't want to give it that name. You know, I'll never use the hashtag because I don't believe in it. The name, and mind you, it's just the name. Now, I respect a lot of the things that they've done for their individual communities and everything else, because at the end of the day, it's still the same thing that we do, to a point. But, you know, they focus on freestyle. Cool. They got whole camps of kids that sleep and eat and train, you know. Yeah. Cool. But I still want to see reps. You know, MBXA was, Matrix wanted you to do your freestyle and then still get reps. That's like honoring the core foundation of this all. If you could say that, you know, all right, yeah, I could do a trick here and there, but, you know, I still have enough strength and endurance to do a rep. You couldn't get 10 of these kids right now to do that. Yeah. Which is pretty much like the downfall of MBXA contests. You know, that's why the turnout hasn't been what it is. Part of it is because, you know, I don't think they made an active, you know, they actively reached out to these younger guys. You know, a lot of these guys are just looking to display their talent, but they didn't even know there was an MBXA contest. I've asked them. They don't know about it. They've never seen it. You know, their history is a year long.
They're in a bubble.
Yeah, the history is a year long, but a current year long. You know, it's sad, but it is what it is. You know, that's how generations work sometimes. If nobody tells you and you don't research it, yeah. So I don't blame them. I go, like I said, I go to these events just to introduce myself, you know, and just to feel them out. And then I know from that group who is true and who is not, you know what I mean? I'd rather see it to your face. I ain't gonna comment on your posts and stuff like that. I'd rather see you in your face and talk to you and shake your hand.
It's a good thing, but like I said, that's why I think it's important. I wish it was more of that bridge work. Like, you know, you're acting like a bridge, and I wish there was more of that going on.
Yeah.
So
like when I went out to Cali, I think the first time I went out to Cali, it was like very standoff because they didn't know what to expect of me. You know, so I went and introduced myself and everything else, and just started talking to them. And as they spoke to me, he was like, "All right, seems like a cool guy. He's not come here to, like, you know, talk bad about my competition or anything else, you know." And I got to know a lot of those guys, and I hope for the most part I gave a good impression on them. Seems like it, you know, that, you know, I'm interested in what they're doing and how it's become successful, you know, because I want to learn from it, because I definitely want to be part of the forward progression of this, you know. And right now it has to take another route. You know, it's been pretty stagnant as far as the freestyle stuff. It's been pretty stagnant. You know, there's a lot of guys that stick out right now, but it's just not that interesting to me anymore. You know, I'm tired of seeing the same stuff. It's become gymnastics.
Well, like a B team gymnastics.
Yeah, but like in gymnastics, in the sense that everybody's doing the same elements. You know, now and then for the person to win, he has to not mess up, do it cleaner than everybody else, or add one other element that no one else did. You know, and that's not freestyle to me.
Yeah, I mean, it's against the whole name of the term.
Yeah, it's not. But see, they don't use the term. So that I literally had someone say, "See, but we don't use freestyle." I'm saying, no, you're absolutely right. You're absolutely right. Pardon. You know, you're right. It's not freestyle anymore. It's street workout. You know, so